Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another Dead Drop Studios Wednesday stream. I'm CMM. Hello. First off, we want to thank some people. I mean, we've got Ram for the with the sub, Will with the sub, Jurassic Nate with the sub, with the follow, Will with another sub. Thank you guys so much. We really appreciate it. I'm not thanking Evan on purpose. Um, We've got some announcements and stuff to talk about before we get into the main stuff today, which is probably going to be a lot of ranting about Unity and DINOBREAK. Um, First off, Outbreak the Nightmare Chronicles Reinvestigated launched today. We'll be showing a little bit of that on stream. It is available now on the Epic Game Store. Yo, Okabe. Oh, thank you, Will. Um, what do you call it? The game is out now on the Epic Game Store with improved balance and achievements. You can check it out there. I guess we got played by Twitch. Thank you for the effort, Will. Hello, Amanda. So you can get that game. Today it is 40% off through the end of September 19th. So if you would like to grab that version on the Epic Game Store with the improved balance and achievements, that will be discounted for the first week that it's available, starting now. Second, we have the eBay store. eBay store has all your fun goodies on it, such as the ability to get our developer signatures on games like Outbreak Contagious Memories, and Outbreak Collection Part 1, and we do have Outbreak Collection Part 2 available now on limited run games and the eBay store. That game includes Outbreak Epidemic and what was the other one, Evan? Outbreak. Yeah, there we go. Outbreak Epidemic and Outbreak Lost Hope. My brain stuttered for a moment. Um, so that is on Nintendo Switch. You should be able to see that in the slideshow somewhere. And you can grab that today. Um, as you know, we are still doing more Epic Game Store releases. So the next release for the Epic Game Store will be on September 27th. That'll be Outbreak Epidemic Viral Terror. And of course, we have Patreon, which is now at a new lower price. We've got the monthly podcast and developer diaries. We've got production materials, special community videos, all sorts of fun stuff. If you're in the US, that is going for $5 a month. International pricing may vary, but you also get a fun little investigation story going on with it, which we think is very fun. And you get to see all kinds of fun behind the scenes Dead Drop Studio stuff. So if you're interested in that and that sounds fun, which I hope it does, please consider subscribing at patreon.com/deaddropstudios. We did recently announce the release date and platforms for DINOBREAK, which is our next upcoming new release. It'll be hitting October 4th. If you're in the US, it'll be at a suggested retail price of $19.99. If you are international, that pricing may vary. And it will be coming on pretty much everything. We've got Xbox Series S and X, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, and on PC through Epic Games and Steam. So please consider wishlisting that on the platform of your choice. I believe the Steam and Epic pages are up right now. The others are not quite public yet, but if you would like to get it on Steam or Epic, or if you'd like to support us, we really appreciate any and all wish lists. Not on iOS. Not on iOS. Don't count on that one. I think that's just about everything I've got for you. The real main thing is DINOBREAK coming and Outbreak Collection Part 2 with Outbreak Epidemic and Outbreak, the other one that's my brain is slipping on again. I don't know why I can't remember this. 2 games, 1 cartridge, Nintendo Switch, limited run games, eBay store. Evan, is it on Amazon as well, Part 2? It is on Amazon as well. So there is just 1 cover this time. So wherever you buy from, you will get the same cover. If you buy it through us on the eBay store, you can upgrade it with developer signatures and other fun stuff. So I think we are ready to continue. For some reason, the limited run games graphic for Outbreak Collection Part 2 is not showing up here, but we'll pretend it is. I said it a few times. You know what we're talking about. I'll have that fixed for next time. Now we're going to bring on Evan. We're going to pray that Evan's everything works. So here comes Evan. Ready? Here we go. Here we go. Not yet. Not yet. And... Okay. Hello, Evan.
Hello. Am I here?
You are here, and it looks like
I'm doing it.
It looks like your audio is working. So
Wow. Is the video working?
it's apparently ow. Okay. Hang on. The voice. Let me turn you down a little bit.
Ooh.
Is it
Turn me.
is it echoing, friends? It is reverbing. Okay. Hang on. I think I have two of you, that's why. Okay.
Ooh, two of me.
How about
huge.
that? Is that better? Hi, Jax.
Te-
It's good to see you here.
Testing.
Hopefully that's better. Please let me know. Okay, good. I accidentally had two sources because last time's audio frenzy. If he's a little too quiet, okay, I'll turn him up a little bit.
I'm too quiet now.
Now you're too quiet, but I think this should be cool. Never never happy. That's right. No, we're never happy here. None of us.
I'm never happy. I don't want to be happy.
Now the mic is too hot.
Ooh, too hot.
Is it actually too hot, Will, or are you memeing? Because I can turn him down a little bit. If so, he's going to be Angry Evan today.
Ooh,
Angry Evan. Oh, it is loud. Okay. Okay.
It is loud.
How about that? Is that any better? It can be turned down a tick.
Testing.
That's better. Okay. I think we've reached the correct Evan volume today. Okay. So Evan, we are sitting on the Nightmare Chronicles Reinvestigated title screen, but before we get into all of that,
yeah, I'm not clicking over to that.
We're not clicking over to that yet.
It'll break the video.
Evan's camera breaks when we're in game, so that's gonna be fun. I'm just gonna stretch my face out over him once he starts playing.
Face stretching.
Hell yeah, baby. We've been busy bees. We've been busy bees lately, haven't we, Evan?
I have been a busy bee, and I believe you. And I know for a fact you have been a busy bee. I don't know if others have been busy.
Amanda's been a busy bee as well.
I know she has. I'm just trying to piss her off.
No, I know.
Amanda's been like head down in work for like. Well, I don't want to say what she's working on, obviously, because it's one of our great unannounced projects. But yeah, Amanda's been doing a lot of work lately.
Yeah, Amanda's.
She wasn't doing work before, but she's doing a lot of work lately.
Everybody's doing work. We're excited for what the future brings. One of those things that we have announced is DINOBREAK on October 4th, 1999. MSRP in the US, international pricing may vary. All platforms: Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Xbox Series S, Xbox Series X, Steam, and Epic Game Store. Did I miss anything?
I think that's everything. It was all just a rush of porting to me, so I can't really remember it.
Evan's in a haze. So let's talk a little bit about DINOBREAK for maybe people who haven't heard too much about it yet. What is the impetus? What is the focus of DINOBREAK?
So DINOBREAK, so I did talk a little bit about this on whenever our last stream was. I don't know when the fuck that was anymore. So a bunch of folks were asking in chat, so I do want to quickly just circle back around on what is DINOBREAK and why does DINOBREAK exist in the form that it exists in right now. Yeah. So we started on DINOBREAK it must have been over 18 months ago, because I was working on it it was in full-on development in March of 2022, because I was working on it while I was doing the porting of Outbreak Contagious Memories, and doing a lot of the initial setup and framework for it, and kind of figuring out what DINOBREAK was going to be back then. And for long-time callers and listeners, you'll remember that we had a bit of an event in, it was either late March or early April 2022, where this thing called the Google Stadias came around, and basically the series just kind of exploded with the Google Stadia crowd. And I ignored it for a week because I just assumed Stadia was nothing, and who would give a shit about Stadia? I didn't know anything about Stadia. Anybody who likes Stadia clearly has problems with themselves. And then a week later, it just kind of kept building up, and eventually I went and looked at the DMs and stuff, and realized that there was like thousands of people messaging us. which was very strange. And we basically stopped everything, made some friends with some people who were high up in the Stadia influencer crowd to figure out what the fuck was going on and what is Google Stadia. And then basically quickly we're able to make contact with Google. And over the next couple of months, we worked towards what was the greatest deal of our indie developer careers. It would have been life-changing for us, to absolutely say the least. So at that point, we were working on that. We were beginning to really get into full production on planning for the Kickstarter, or that was actually already underway at that point. And it just didn't seem smart to keep focusing on DINOBREAK with all this other stuff going on, because it needed our attention more, and there was just much more opportunity than we thought what we were doing with DINOBREAK. Well, folks who followed along the Kickstarter know how this story ended. We're on September 29th at around 12 noon. We all got the news.
He's got that memorized, seared in his brain forever.
Well, I have it memorized because I literally had a call with Google Stadia planned for like 45 minutes after I got that news. So we literally got the news while we were finishing the plan for a major call with Stadia. We were basically just sitting here. I actually thought people were fucking with us originally when people were DMing it to me, and I'm just like, oh, they know we're getting pretty big with Stadia right now, so they're just trying to screw with me.
Yeah.
And it was not. They were not screwing with me, and overnight we lost the greatest deal of our professional careers. Not even overnight. It was literally over lunch. It kind of happened.
It wasn't even a night. You didn't have the courtesy.
It was over lunch.
Yeah.
And I probably went into the most awkward meeting of my professional career at that point, because we still had the meeting.
Yeah.
And it was basically just like, yeah, I think we all just kind of said yeah to each other, and then everybody just kind of stood up and walked away, even though we were all over video conference. So what ended up happening was DINOBREAK was still getting a little bit of work done here or there, but I was full on doing the Stadia ports. We were really full dev. I think I had alluded to this. We a lot of stuff was under NDA at the time, so I wasn't really talking too much about what was coming for Stadia at the time. But I think I was alluding that we were working on a lot of other stuff, and that was the Stadia ports for the entire series. And also, I was still tinkering with DINOBREAK because I was thinking, oh, what the fuck? Well, maybe if Stadia is big, we'll make it DINOBREAK Stadia exclusive or something, Because we were planning an exclusive expansion pack for Endless Nightmares that eventually got rolled into the Epic Game Store release.
Yes,
that came
now.
out 2 weeks ago. Yeah, it's available now. That finally got out.
That has a major new content expansion, so definitely check that out.
Yeah, so long story short, to go back to what we were actually talking about before I got into Stadia, was that DINOBREAK was in full-on active development 18 months ago. And it was we took a lot of the lessons from Contagious Memories from it, and there was a lot of stuff in Contagious Memories I really wanted to fix that kind of required a year and a half of work to do on the side. Eventually after the Stadia stuff blew up, I kind of started working on DINOBREAK again on the side, and it's there was no great plan for DINOBREAK coming out in October of this year. It was originally supposed to be October of last year, was the original release date that we had planned for it. But it just everything kind of came together, and the game really kind of began feeling right, and we were just making crazy progress on it, and it all came together here, and it was kind of cool that we got the Epic Game Store ports announced and out, so we could do a DINOBREAK Epic Game Store release as well on October 4th. So that's kind of the story of DINOBREAK, and how it got to where we are right now, and this is actually going to segue into the Unity stuff we're going to talk about, but we knew a year ago that the end was coming for Unity. I mean, anybody paying fucking attention saw that Unity was getting the shit kicked out of them by Unreal, because Unreal is just a much, much better game engine in every fucking conceivable way.
Which is why Shades of Horror is being built in Unreal.
Exactly.
And our stuff going forward is Unreal.
And yeah, I did my due diligence on this in the sense that we did the playable teaser for Shades of Horror for the Kickstarter. We did that in Unity 2021 at the time. We did whatever the cutting edge latest version of Unity was. And I basically just turned on all the fucking bells and whistles for that shit for the playable teaser. And the playable teaser was a huge jump over something like Contagious Memories graphically, not gameplay wise, because good fucking God, the gameplay wasn't going to fucking work with that, with all the bells and whistles on, because Unity's a tire fire.
Tire fire.
But we saw, basically, we took a run at basically doing what was the best looking fucking thing we could do in Unity. and we did it as a playable teaser. It's kind of like, let's aim for this kind of graphics quality. And we released that. We did a multi-platform release of that playable teaser, which is still available if you want to go back and fucking mess around with. The only platform it's not available on is Stadia, which had the best version of it. That's another story for another podcast or for another stream. But and then we sat down with Unreal Engine 5 after the Stadia stuff blew up and after the Kickstarter was successful, and we basically had something that looked and played better than the playable teaser in Unreal Engine 5 in like 15 fucking days. So it was like it was ridiculous. Just like all the stuff that used to just cause us so much fucking grief in Unity, it just fucking works in Unreal Engine, and it's just better. So we knew we were leaving behind kind of our retro survival horror timeline, both in terms of like the game timeline, but also in terms of that gameplay. Because Shades of Horror is meant to be it's meant to be a survival horror game that's actually like a next-gen experience. So it plays modern, it looks modern, but it still has the great stuff that makes survival horror great, like resource management, your inventory, all that fun stuff. And basically, we were getting towards the last couple of months, and knowing that Unity was burning to the ground actively. I mean, anybody paying attention was there. We saw it at GDC. We were at GDC this year, and like Unreal was everywhere talking about how awesome the future is. And Unity, I assume they didn't even have the money for a marketing budget at GDC, is what I would kind of classify their presence as. I think somebody like stapled a Unity logo to a wall somewhere, and that was their marketing presence at GDC. So we already knew it was kind of going away. I was getting increasingly concerned that the time was coming, that Unity was going to explode, and called it. Really fucking called it, apparently.
Yep.
So we basically had to make the decision, like, are we actually ever going to do a retro Dino Crisis spiritual successor, or are we just going straight into DINOBREAK and Unreal Engine 5 maybe in like a year or two after Shades of Horror comes out, right? So, and I really wanted to do a retro Dino Crisis spiritual successor type game because, I wanted to have the fixed camera angles. I wanted to have that I wanted it to look like a PlayStation 1 game. I wanted it to play like a PlayStation 1 game. And I wanted that crowd to just get what they were fucking asking for years that Capcom's just been ignoring.
Yeah.
And we basically had to make the decision there. It was either do it now or it's very likely there's not going to be another chance to do this.
It's not.
And it had already been in active development, so we just fucking got it done and got it out. And it is by far the best full game we've ever released. It is by far I would say almost a generational jump over Contagious Memories. There's so many limitations that we had in Contagious Memories that over time I was able to actually fix due to either getting the performance better or getting the graphics better. Things like you don't have the fog around you. Like in Unity, we had to have the fog closing in around you, because the thing was a performance fucking nightmare at all times. So I had to do the Silent Hill trick where it's just the fog everywhere, and to stop rendering the scene because it's just a piece of shit engine. So I eventually, finally, through a lot of work, got that performance into a better place. We got the rendering as far as we could render in the playable teaser for Shades of Horror. It looks so much fucking better to be out on the city streets and have a fucking skybox and rain and not having the fucking fog closing in on you. And just the dinosaur animations, gameplay with them is so much more advanced than the very simplistic zombies that were in Contagious Memories. You can knock down the dinosaurs, you can run away from them. There's the dino eggs that you can choose to disturb or not, that are always kind of ticking in the background, that if you fuck around too long, the eggs are going to start hatching and you get rushed by a group of dinos. We rewrote all the AI for it from scratch. Because the zombie AI in Contagious Memories in the prior Outbreak games was super fucking heavy on the CPU and a little bit on the GPU too, for really no reason, because I used some off-the-shelf components back when, and I just said, I'm just going to fucking rewrite this myself and keep it super lean, and that's how we can have so many more dinosaurs on screen without the frame, with the game running better than Contagious Memories does, which is beyond fucking hilarious to me. And it was really, I wanted to do that 1990s take on Dino Crisis with kind of the little flair that we did in our series, and with local co-op, because Dino Crisis never had co-op, right? So DINOBREAK has 2-player split-screen co-op through the entire game, the story and the bonus mode. So we really wanted to kind of improve upon even some of the things that Dino Crisis really could never do.
And before you
Yeah.
continue, I know there was some questions in chat as to like what Dino Break is, what's the difference between this and the Dino Break that we were talking about in the Kickstarter.
Sure.
So this Dino Break is a unique project because again, it is based in the classic retro survival horror world. And it is made to be a spiritual successor to the classic PS1 style, Dino Crisis survival horror game. I think internally we've been saying like the action of Dino Crisis 2, but with some of the more of the mood and the puzzles and the feel of Dino Crisis 1, sort of a mixture of the both. And as Evan said, we also have optional two-player split screen co-op throughout the whole game. The Dino Break that we talk about for the Kickstarter is Dino Break for Outbreak Shades of Horror, which would be a post-launch expansion of that game that pretty much transforms Outbreak Shades of Horror in that modern survival horror setting, maybe more akin to something like the Resident Evil 2 remake, and it transforms that world and that type of gameplay into the world of dinosaurs and Dino Break. So on that is a stretch goal that we are still trying to hit for Outbreak Shades of Horror, to have the expansion, the Dino Break expansion for that game. Once I know the naming is a bit confusing at the moment. If we do hit that stretch goal for Outbreak Shades of Horror, we will obviously better differentiate the name of whatever we call it in Outbreak Shades of Horror. But that is a very different experience. The
Hmm.
reason the projects don't have two different names is because Dino Break, we didn't anticipate being able to release a classic style Dino Break when the Kickstarter was going on. So we thought, well, we can't do the PS1 style um, Dino Break. So the only Dino Break that we're going to be able to do is the one that is implemented into Shades of Horror. Obviously, that's changed. We can't really retroactively go back and switch that. And we felt that for the initial release of Dino Break, the one that we're doing right now, which is the classic version, that it would be best to simply name that Dino Break. And then if we are able to lock in the stretch goal for the Kickstarter, because we haven't hit it yet. Once we have locked that in and shaped what that is, we can give that its own distinct Dino Break name that is a bit more clear. But people still can expect, with the name Dino Break, that it is, dinosaurs and Dino Crisis like. Um, so I know it's a little confusing, and it's obviously, I think if we could go back and change some of the messaging on that, we would. But that's kind of what we're looking at right now. So basically, what I would say is this is Dino Break. It's a separate game right now that we're releasing on October 4th. The Dino Break that we are hoping to do in Outbreak Shades of Horror, we haven't met yet. And once we do meet it and we have, that going on, um, we will properly name and differentiate and explain what that experience will be like. Um, how do we get a physical of Dino Break? That's a great question. As of
Yeah,
right
I
now,
think you just. I'm going to answer that one
yeah,
for you.
that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, look, we talked about this in the past. How do any physicals get made in this series? The fans have to go beat down the door of limited run games. That's all that it is. Message them on your social media platforms. Send them a couple emails. But basically, if people want a physical for Dino Break, get limited run games attention. That's how any of this stuff happens. That's how the Stadia stuff happened. That's how anything happens in this industry. Is if you want it, go send them some DMs, some messages, make some noise over it, get the rest of the crowd who's excited about Dino Break and Dino Crisis and everyone to do it as well. And we'll, if there's an opportunity there, we'll certainly do it, and we'll try to make an awesome, product that would be a loving homage to Dino Crisis through that. So.
Hi, BX Latino Heat, welcome.
Hey, it's BX Latino Heat. I love that guy. I love Will too, but I love BX Latino Heat as well. But that's the bottom line. You guys want physicals for anything? Go talk to Limited Run Games. They're our publisher. We like working with them, and we just had a game come out with them yesterday. So I mean, it's like we have a great working relationship. We love those people over there, and if they come to me and say let's do a physical Dino Break, I'll say okay, and we'll do the Dino Breaks.
The other thing I just want to clarify too, because I realized I forgot to answer this part of your question, is in regards to Outbreak Shades of Horror. Outbreak Shades of Horror is not finished. It is in active development. You know, we are on track to deliver that by the time that we specified on the Kickstarter, which
was November 2025.
2025. It is a massive game. I want to make clear that although we do have other releases coming between now and Outbreak Shades of Horror, they are not interfering with Outbreak Shades of Horror. And just because you may see things like on the Epic Store coming from us or something like DINOBREAK, we have properly scheduled and created a reasonable pipeline in which everything is developed and created and published according to plan. So I don't want anyone to worry about the state of Outbreak Shades of Horror. We are waiting a little bit now because we did show a lot, maybe like a month or so ago, maybe 2 months ago now. Time flies.
About a month.
Yeah, with that game, obviously we showed a lot, and we explained how we were mostly building out the environments, you know, and that sort of stuff. And you know, now we're back at the point where, you know, we're focusing more on some of the other releases in terms of what we're showing, but Outbreak Shades of Horror is still very much an active development.
Yeah, I mean, all this
stuff takes time.
We're doing all this stuff for Outbreak Shades of Horror at the end of the day. I mean, this is Dino Break. We have other unannounced projects coming up, the Epic Game Store releases and stuff. The reason why we're doing this stuff is to make Outbreak Shades of Horror better.
Yeah,
we have to keep generating revenue to be able to invest in the games. We have to keep the business moving forward, and that's why the stuff that we've been announcing has been and will announce in the next couple of months has been very focused on what has the community kind of been beaten down the door for lately too. We're very cognizant of what the community is asking for. And what I don't want to do is be in a position where we're waiting until November 2025 to ship anything, right? I mean, first of all, it makes it harder to develop games when you can't have releases and revenue coming in to support the company. It would stop us from expanding. It would make the product very limited. So if folks are excited about Outbreak Shades of Horror and you want to continue supporting it, the best way to do it is go buy Dino Break in 2-3 weeks, October 4th, whenever that is from now.
Yeah, soon.
Go buy the Epic Game Store releases. We're going to announce some other stuff probably pretty fucking soon.
Yeah.
That stuff too. Go out and buy that because at the end of the day, it all comes back into Outbreak Shades of Horror. And what you're going to find with some of the stuff coming up on the horizon too that hasn't been revealed yet is a lot of that stuff is actually directly benefiting Outbreak Shades of Horror, not just financially, but in terms of research, in terms of development, and in terms of how we're building out the game and stuff. And it's, with Unity, obviously, we're not sharing code between Unity and Unreal Engine, and really Dino Break is only Unity focused because of the history of its development. But in the other stuff you see going forward, we're full on Unreal Engine 5 at this point.
Yeah.
And it all comes back together. It's all part of a rich tapestry that doesn't involve Unity.
Hopefully this will make more sense once you see some of the other stuff
Yeah.
we've been working on.
They're gonna,
it's difficult having to not be able to tell you the full picture. Like if I could just be like, hey, yeah, like this is what's happening, and this is what's happening, and that's why this all makes sense. That would be awesome, but I can't. So
yeah. There's a time and place for everything.
In terms of Outbreak, we've been sitting on the Outbreak Nightmare Chronicles Reinvestigated title screen, which we will be showing. This is a new version of Outbreak: The Nightmare Chronicles for the Epic Game Store that includes new balance and achievements, improved balance and achievements.
Improved achievements.
Yeah, non-borked achievements.
Non-borked achievements.
Yeah, and this game is available on PlayStation and other platforms, as with the rest of our Outbreak series games. It's just
Mhm.
that the version that we are showing today, with some tweaks, is specifically the Epic Game Store version. In regards to Dino Break is going to be coming to everything on October 4th simultaneously. Same
Mhm.
version across, all platforms. So that will be PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, um, Epic Game Store, Steam, Nintendo Switch. Um, if you would like to stay updated with our stuff, it looks like the bot doesn't feel like functioning right now, but I'll put it manually in here. We do have socials. Oh, that didn't work. I didn't include our actual link, which would also help. Let's try that one more
Mhm.
time. So what happens when I type while talking? Um, I can't type. I don't know why the command's not working. Um, but uh, check that out. Oh, now it's
Yeah,
working.
there it
Oh,
goes.
now it
Now it
works.
works.
After I struggled for like a minute there.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Yeah, just
socials. Got it. Okay. Um,
just a quick note on those ports too. Dino Break is by far the best port we've done. Well, it's the best ports we've done on every platform at this point. There was a lot that we learned from Contagious Memories. And you'll find no matter what platform you're playing it on, even if it's Xbox One or PS4, it's going to look great. It runs great. Every platform is targeting 60 FPS. Even the last gen consoles like Xbox One and PS4. The game is optimized for every variation of the console life cycles for all of them. So it has an Xbox One executable that you get. It has an Xbox One X executable. It's got an Xbox Series S executable, an Xbox Series X or an Series X executable,
it's yeah.
PS4, PS4 Pro, PS5. So the thing is too is just with these whatever platform you're playing Dino Break on, you're gonna have a great time. And if you go for the next gen platforms, you're gonna have an even better time. Because they're going to benefit from the SSD improvements on those, really fast loading times, much improved graphics. The real-time reflections are back on the next-gen platforms, and all these beautiful dynamic soft shadows you can choose to have on or off. And all the next-gen platforms include a lot of the graphics options directly that you can toggle on and off, so you can tailor the game how you want it to look. And even Nintendo Switch has a huge slider for performance versus quality. You can go all the way to 720p native at 30 frames per second, or you can choose to lower the resolution, go up to 60 frames per second, and have it locked there as well.
Yeah, it's
If you can
definitely
take a
our
little bit of a
best.
graphics hit,
It's definitely our
yeah,
best Switch version of one of
by
our games
far.
so far. And also Darius, welcome in. Thank you so much for the kind words. We really hope you like Dino Break when it launches. It's very much made to be a spiritual successor to Dino Crisis and Resident Evil, stuff that you would see on the original PlayStation. Essentially, playing like a PlayStation 1 game in 2023. So we hope you really like it. We've been working on it and testing it and having a lot of fun with it. Um, and the whole game is also playable in two-player local co-op split screen if you so choose. You can do it solo
Mhm.
as well. And if you are interested in it, I don't know if you're planning on getting it on PC or on consoles. I know the console store pages aren't up yet, but we do have the Epic Game Store and Steam store pages up. If you are interested, please wishlist on those platforms, as it really helps us out. It is going to be going for $19.99 MSRP in the US.
Yep.
International pricing may vary. October 4th, all platforms. We're really excited about it. Um, we're happy that the timing just happened to work out, that we were able to release this version of the game. It's just it's really neat. It's very fun. I've played through it. Amanda's played through it.
Yeah.
A bunch of us have played through it. Still playing through it and testing it. Um, so
Lot of secrets in it too. Probably
yeah,
our game with the most secrets hidden within it. There's some stuff. It runs the full gamut of like secrets, like just beat the game and you get some loot.
yeah,
But there's some really like hidden shit in there. For anybody who follows Dino Crisis, there's a person out there who has been waiting for the return of dinosaurs for quite some time. I will just say that they have been consulted on the title, and and their feedback is there, and you will also find some fun references in game to that mysterious individual who's been keeping the light alive for Dino Crisis for the last many years.
We've been
yeah, let's go, John Muncher in chat. He's there.
Yeah.
He's got some great secrets hidden in the game for people to find.
We've been consulting a few different people and sources, obviously asking around at a limited capacity, because obviously we don't want to spoil the game for everybody, but we are doing our best to get this one right. We want people who love Dino Crisis and games like it to have a new Dino Crisis style experience in 2023, to be able to finally get something after so long. I know Exo Primal came out, which is tangentially related to Dino Crisis, but it's not Dino Crisis.
No, I mean, the one thing that I'll say is that there's literally nothing on the market today that is like DINOBREAK. There's literally fucking nothing. Like, I mean, at least with our older games, you could be like, yeah, we still got Resident Evil poking around in some cases, and every now and then they go back to the stuff that was old, but like, there is literally fucking nothing. Like, and I went looking around. There's nothing like DINOBREAK on the market today. It is its own game, and I do almost wonder if that's why when we did the announcement earlier this week with the release date, pricing, and all that stuff, that tweet just went to the fucking moon. Because I think that community is also extremely aware that there is just nothing like Dino Crisis around anymore. And I was so pleased to see the response when we were doing the announcements earlier this week. All the people coming through, all the people excited that it looks and plays and sounds like a PlayStation 1 game too, which just makes my heart nice and warm because I love that shit. And we're really excited. We've got some stuff planned to help get the word out, starting a week before launch up to launch day. So I'm really hoping we're going to be able to get the word out wide about this title, get the whole community energized, and really make this one a big success. And it's not, as with everything that we do, if DINOBREAK is a huge success, it really helps us open the door to do DINOBREAK and Unreal Engine 5 in the future, through the Shades of Horror lens and things like that. So, and please support it on launch day.
Hello, Bad Wolf, by the way. Welcome in.
Hey, it's Bad Wolf.
We appreciate everyone's excitement for DINOBREAK. We're really happy to be providing DINOBREAK. We do think it's our best title that we've released.
I want to talk about Unity.
Yep. And Unity, it's easily our best Unity title.
I want to talk about Unity though. We gotta get to Unity before this fucking stream's over.
We can. Before we move on to Unity anger,
I got thoughts.
It's as you probably can tell, this is our last new Unity project. I would say, Evan, would that be accurate? Our last
accurate statement. Yeah. I think in terms of new games, I don't think we're going to announce a new a new game like DINOBREAK where it's a new fucking game on Unity going forward. And I don't think anybody else is either. So
Evan wants to talk about Unity today because obviously our studio has a history of releasing content in Unity. Yeah. Before we get to that rant, in case anybody...
damn it, I'm never getting to this rant!
In case anybody is not aware, because I failed to say it out loud, we do have a giveaway running for Outbreak the Nightmare Chronicles Reinvestigated. You can win it on the platform of your choice. The Epic Game Store version is the Reinvestigated version, but you can also choose a copy for Nintendo Switch or Xbox or PlayStation, Steam, whatever you like. To enter that, please type !enter. Everyone will get a single ticket. We'll be rolling at the end of the stream today for your chance to win that. Now, Evan, what do you have to say about Unity?
Finally, God, we're here. So, I mean, look, just to start off this rant, and this could easily be a 5-hour rant, so I just want everyone to brace themselves, even though we were trying to end this stream in an hour, which is not going to happen. So look, guys, bottom line, we picked Unity back in March. Was it March of 2015? A young Evan and a young Julia went off and looked, and were like, hey, we want to start making some games. We like the Resident Evils. Nobody's making the Resident Evils anymore. Not even Capcom was really doing much with the legacy titles back then. So we were like, yeah, we could do it better. And we did do it better. So I proved that already. But We basically looked at Unreal Engine 4 and Unity at the time, and despite me having already a long career in 2015 as a C++ engineer, I was just really like loving C Sharp. I was really liking C Sharp back then, and Unity is the C Sharp is the primary programming language that Unity uses. And I was just kind of like, yeah, this seems pretty cool. I've seen a lot of people do cool stuff in Unity. Looks pretty easy to get up to speed on. And that's why we picked Unity back then. So we've been almost 8-9 years in Unity land working on it at this point. So I'm somebody who's been with Unity for the long haul. And I am, somebody who's stuck with Unity. Probably we should have jumped ship probably in like 2017 or 2018. Maybe around Lost Hope o'clock would have been a good time to get the fuck out of Unity.
Lost Hope o'clock, yeah.
But we didn't, because the series was starting to do really well. We were exploding. We wanted to keep building the series. We had technical stuff written in Unity that allowed us to keep iterating really fast. And I was kind of like at the time, I don't really want to go over to Unreal Engine. Which huge fucking mistake. So
Past Evan is upset.
Past Evan's upset about a lot of things. We're going to talk about all the things Past Evan's upset about at some point. But the bottom line is, I'm somebody who is very experienced with Unity. I have now shipped 8 full releases, multi-platform releases on Unity on all major console and PC platforms. So I'm going to say that I'm qualified to talk about Unity at this point. I'm going to say I'm not qualified to talk about Unreal Engine yet, because I accept saying it's fucking awesome. But I'm qualified to talk about Unity. I've made a career off of Unity. I'm a full-time Unity developer because of Unity. And for anybody who somehow missed the news, I think this was fucking yesterday or like 2 days ago tops. The big brains at Unity came up with a great plan. Well, first of all, the big brains at Unity kind of forgot that they're kind of a public company and their financials are public. So that I always thought was kind of an interesting way into this whole mess here, is because you can just kind of go out and see Unity's annual earnings. You can go out and see their current debt. You can go out and see their equity. And I encourage everyone to just go do a quick on Google over there, because it'll take you 5 seconds on Google. And I'm not going to assume anyone in the community is a financial whiz or a business planner or anything like that, but take 5 seconds look at it, and you can see the numbers don't fucking line up. They're currently... I'm not going to go with the reference that I was making on Discord earlier, because it probably would get me banned on Twitch. But they're basically at the last gasps of the ancient Roman Republic. I think it would be a safer analogy to use on Twitch. The shit's burning down real damn fast financially for them. So 2 days ago, they had the great plan that they were going to be changing their pay structure. And some of this got a lot of press, and some of this didn't get a lot of press. And I'm going to talk to you about all the ways this is going to fuck somebody like me over, and all the ways it's going to fuck everybody else over if they were to go through this plan, and if we all continue to choose to be Unity customers, which we will not be, because financially it's impossible to make it balance. The first thing is that they're getting rid of the Unity Plus plan, which was kind of a semi-ish Unity Pro plan for people kind of like me. I'm doing okay. I got this game service. I know a guy named CMM, and things are going pretty good in my life overall. And I can kind of afford to be a Unity Plus person and release commercial products. And I'm not a hobbyist. I'm not a solo team. I'm just some random jackass who kind of has had a lot of good fortune and released a series that is growing steadily, and life's good. So I'm paying, let's say $1,500 a month or $1,500 a year, not a month, good God, a year sounds about right. And then we use Unity services like their cloud shit and Plastic SCM through them and stuff, which I assume they're getting a kickback on at this point, because I think they bought Plastic SCM or they migrated over to it. Who the fuck even knows?
God only knows.
So let's just say old Uri's out probably to a tune of $3,000 every year to them. I'm just doing that stuff on my Unity Plus plan, which I got a killer rate on because we've been on it. We've been kind of grandfathered into a bunch of stuff. They're fucking nuking that plan. So anybody in my stage now has to go to Unity fucking Pro, which is $1 million more a year. I'm roughly paraphrasing and using a little bit of hyperbole there, but it comes out to be like about $27 billion a year to be a Unity Pro subscriber. And for somebody running a business like me and Wordy run, it just doesn't fucking fly monthly. I'm I'm paying a Unity bill right now to be able to support our legacy products, to be able to port them to new platforms, to be able to build things like DINOBREAK when it makes sense. But I can straight up tell you, I can't afford Unity Pro. So if even we ignore every other fucking thing happening with Unity, I can't afford to be a Unity developer starting in January 1st, or we're really starting December 31st because we're going to cancel then. And to make it clear, this in no way impacts DINOBREAK. DINOBREAK is a finished product. It has passed cert on all the platforms. It is locked. It's coming out. It's going to be fucking great. So you go buy DINOBREAK. You go install DINOBREAK anywhere you fucking want, because I can promise you they will never get a fucking penny out of me for that. So please support DINOBREAK, because it will directly support us. It will help us build Shades of Horror better. Install it to your heart's fucking content. You do never worry for even a moment that it might hurt me or Wordy. Because it won't. Because me and Wordy live in the fucking real world, and Unity lives in this fucking bizarro world where somehow you're bringing in that level of revenue a year and you can't balance your fucking books. We're still just talking about Unity Plus not being a fucking thing here. And this is something they're not going to go back on. This is not going to change course. Because and I'll tell you why it's not going to change course, because they're idiots, but they're idiots with a plan, even though their plan is awful. So we've only talked about Unity Plus going away. And I have to go to Unity Pro if I want to continue to support to be a Unity developer and make new games and shit like that. Then they have this plan where that after certain revenue levels, which are nothing for most indie devs, most of us are doing pretty okay if we're still in the game, and we'll hit these earning levels. They're going to charge a developer. Well, the original plan was to charge the developer before they changed their text 57 times. You can't trust a fucking thing they say. But they're going to charge us all for every time that a user installs the application. And originally, and you can go find a text for this, before they started going, nah, that's not what we meant, guys. That if you installed a game, demos, Game Pass, anything, even a WebGL Unity game getting refreshed in your fucking browser, counted as an install. They were going to charge the developers earning the least amount of money, 20 cents per install. Now, go look at what Uncle Uri's charging for his games right now for Outbreak the Nightmare Chronicles Reinvestigated. That's still on the fucking screen right now, right, gang? This is on sale, I think, for 40% off, and it's like, what, $6 on Epic right now if you go and buy this game? And Epic takes a smaller cut compared to other platforms. Their cut's public, so we can talk about it. They let the dev have 88%. Awesome, Epic. I give you a thumbs up on that. So let's just say then old Uri after taxes and Epic's very, very modest cut, which is very generous to devs. Let's just say I'm making like $3-4, maybe, if it's sunny outside and life's great.
Yeah.
Off that. So I'm going to leave the math to the community here, but how many times you got to fucking install Outbreak the Nightmare Chronicles Reinvestigated for me to go negative on selling you a game for $6 on the store? Most indie devs do not sell their game for $20, $30. We're one of the few indie devs that were fortunate enough to be able to sell a game for $30, Outbreak the Nightmare Chronicles. Outbreak Contagious Memories, and have it be an awesome success. It did fucking awesome. Mm-hmm. No, there are very, very, very few other indie devs are in such a position to be able to do something like that, to do a multi-platform release like that and find success. So I'm going to assume most other devs are selling their games for like $5 tops. Maybe 10 if they're really crushing it out there. And those are the devs who are going to be on a fucking Unity personal plan, not Unity fucking Pro, because they can't afford that. I can't fucking afford that, and I'm doing well. You basically under this brilliant big brain scheme is they're all fucking hard negative the second you install their game like 5 or 6 times. And we're using hyperbole and exaggeration here a little bit to muddy the numbers, because I'm not doing fucking math. I've been working already for 12 hours today. This doesn't fucking work for anybody. It doesn't work for me, the mid-range indie developer who somehow is finding success and growing their business. It doesn't work for the fucking student out there trying to start their own indie game company. And then you get over to the generous thing where if you're an Indie Pro subscriber, well, what's the fucking bullshit? I can't even find the pricing on it. It was still some install number that even if you're over $1 million in revenue and you're kicking in the door and doing great, that you're still fucking fucked over. Yeah. And a lot of devs went on Twitter who are much more successful than I am to basically break down the fucking numbers. And then again, Unity, I know you've edited this text 100 fucking times in the last 24 to 48 hours. We're going off your original fucking text here because you know what you were fucking doing. Let's just say somebody at any level gets on fucking Game Pass. There's tens of millions of Game Pass subscribers, and it's a fucking install button away for them. Yeah. It's a literal fucking death sentence under this plan for literally anybody. So the students trying to become full-time indie developers, they're fucked. People like me at the mid-range, we're fucked. And people at the AA indie, or whatever the fuck you're going to call them, AAA indie range, who are really knocking down the doors and making millions of dollars in revenue, they're fucked. So I do actually think it's great that we're finally having like a Stadia level rant right now. We're back like a year ago when I used to rant about people beating on Stadia, and I fucking love Stadia from a technical perspective. So I was pro Stadia. I am still pro Stadia, but I love that we're finally getting back to one of these fucking rants.
Angry old man rant.
The angry old man. I'm almost 40. I'm allowed to be angry. I'm allowed to be an old man. I'm allowed to fucking bitch about shit. But the bottom line is, so we have now only discussed Unity Plus going away and an install fee under their original text, which I'm fucking holding them to because they're a big boy company and they know what they're fucking doing. So don't let the fucking walkback come at you and go like, oh, they didn't mean it, guys. Not that anybody in the fucking indie gaming industry or anybody in the gaming industry at all is stupid enough to actually believe any of that. I think even Jeff Keighley weighed in on it on Twitter earlier today. His tweet was amazing.
Dude, there's so much. A lot of people don't realize how many games are built in Unity, because obviously you can build things everywhere. In Unity, but you can also pay to remove the Unity, branding from the game. So I think this one's pretty public knowledge at this point, but
we have now talked about, just for everybody in the crowd, I know we probably have one person left in chat. I'm not even looking at chat, but we're left with like one person at this point. But just for that person, we've talked about literally maybe 5% of the things that they've announced now. And it's already a death sentence to every single fucking developer out there. It doesn't matter if you're making $30 million. You're still fucked, like, at every single level. So, that's the fucking big brain plan there. And then it was going to retroactively apply to every Unity game ever fucking made.
Yeah, that's a special.
And you're like, all right, this sounds pretty bad, guys, but how are they tracking the metrics for this? And don't worry, they have a model that they're going to fucking track the metrics with on this thing. They have a black box internal model that they swear is very conservative, that will be able to accurately determine, but conservatively accurately determine how many installs are actually happening. And it's going to be able to factor in piracy installs. It's going to be able to factor in other things like that. And then when they started the walkback, they're like, oh yeah, and demos aren't going to count now, and other shit aren't going to count and shit like that.
The great guesstimate of installs.
Yeah, this algorithm is going to figure all this shit out. So everyone's like, all right. So that means the Unity executable is phoning home now, and every executable for Unity is now an always online game because it's got to be able to phone home for you to be able to get this data. And they're like, no. We're going to guess at it. We're going to guess really fucking good at it.
We're going to guess so good.
And then everyone's like, but what's the... Okay, well, fine, you're going to guess at it, so tell us the algorithm, because obviously we all need to be able to audit the algorithm, right? Because when you come to me and say, Evan, you owe me $3 million for Outbreak installs for this month, well, surely I need to be able to audit the algorithm. And they're like, no, just trust us, bro. And then they started getting on there in their tweets going, we're still refining the algorithm. It's like...
Yeah, we're still figuring that out.
We're still figuring it out, guys. But trust us, this is going live in less than 4 months.
Yeah, it'll be good by then.
And it was at that point that the class action lawsuit started. So, like... And then we haven't even talked about the retroactive things. Gang, you can't just say no backseas retroactive. We changed our TOS for this kind of shit.
Yeah, that's not what developers agreed to. legally.
And keeping in mind too, well, right? I never agreed to fucking that, nor would I ever agree to that. I would stop being a developer immediately.
Yeah.
And again, now, gang, we've now talked about 20% of this entire thing that they've announced now with all of this. So
Yeah.
it's already a death sentence. We have no auditing power. Yeah. So surprise, surprise, the feedback from the indie gaming community at large, and to the overall, not even just the indie gaming community, the gaming community at large was, well, I guess we're all not Unity customers anymore, gang.
Yeah.
So the big brains, don't worry, guys, they figured out a way around this problem. This is really showing you why Unity is the top of the game and not getting their teeth kicked in by Unreal Engine every fucking day right now. They're like, all right. So it's pretty clear that the indie devs don't have the money to pay for any of this. So who does have the money to pay for it? Steam and Microsoft and all the platform holders. We're going to send them a bill for it, says Unity. And at that point, our brains have shut off because this is the stupidest fucking timeline. And I'm not going to go too much further down this because I absolutely love the platform holders and would really enjoy watching them just kick the shit out of Unity. But the bottom line is, you don't go throw a punch at the bigger kid in the schoolyard. Is kind of just good general advice for life. I'm not talking about the Unity thing at all at this point. We're just talking about metaphors at this point that have no relation to anything we're just talking about.
Advice.
But just life advice. You don't just walk up to the kid who's 3 feet taller than you, weighs 100 pounds more, and just start shit. So I'm not going to go too much further down that path, but I think the metaphor kind of works for itself here. And then, of course, everyone started looking into the financials for Unity because then everyone realized that they're public, and then everyone saw what was going on there, and it's just a blazing fire in the distance right now. So it's very obvious where all this is coming from. I'll let everyone connect the dots. I won't go too much further down that line, but if you just Google their annual revenue, current debt, current equity. You can come to you can solve this one for yourself and do a little bit of math. And it's very clear that time is not long for a company in that state. Yeah, I mean it's what is it? It's later than you think. I think is a good way of putting it here. And of course also into every life a little rain must fall. Let us not forget.
Yeah.
So this is very clearly this is very clearly a thing where probably somebody woke up one morning without checking the financials for like 2 years and was like, hey, must be crushing it, gang. Bought Weta. Didn't do anything with it, but we bought Weta.
Yeah, I don't get that one.
That's my favorite.
I don't get
That's
that
my
one.
favorite, like, CEO level decision. All right, we're a real-time gaming engine. They're saying the graphics in Unity suck. Now, who's got good graphics? Weta's got good graphics, gang. We're gonna buy Weta. And then everyone's like, but why? This doesn't help us in any way. And they're like, but we can do a press release saying we bought Weta.
Yeah.
Remember the Lord of the Rings? That looked pretty damn good.
Yeah.
20 years ago.
Yeah.
So that's that's where we're
years?
at.
Oh.
It has been 20 years. I'm here to tell everyone how old they are at this point. Falco gets angry at me when I call him old on the podcast now. I'm not going to stop.
Real quick, we just had someone asking about DINOBREAK. Yes, DINOBREAK is launching on October 4th.
Yeah, DINOBREAK's fine, gang.
And major platforms. That's Xbox Series S and X, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Epic Game Store, Steam, and Nintendo Switch. In the US, the pricing is suggested at $19.99. International pricing may vary. But
it is based off of the U.S. price,
based
though.
off
But
of the
it
US
is
pricing.
It is not like a thing that we like. Not to say we don't control, but because we do have some level of control. But it is a price that is based off the $19.99 to get that as close as possible, as it makes sense,
Yeah.
And yeah, DINOBREAK's fine, gang. DINOBREAK's coming out October 4th everywhere.
Yeah.
Go buy it. Go play it. Go install it 1,000 times.
We've been ranting about Unity. DINOBREAK is pretty much our last.
It's fine.
Our final this is our Unity send off.
I don't see how it's not unless Unity sends me a check for like $100,000 or something, which
And,
I don't think they have that on the books even to do if they wanted to.
Similar to some of the other Outbreak titles, we do support optional local 2-player co-op split screen. We've got the main story with a variety of difficulty modes, including some new accessible, easier difficulty
Yeah.
modes,
Assisted
assisted
mode,
and easy.
easy mode.
And
They're there.
yep,
They are assisted and they are easy. I
and
promise you,
yep,
it's not fucking normal mode from Contagious Memories.
yes,
I
it's
mean
much
it this
easier.
time. It is assisted and it's easy.
And then
I
we
give you
also have the
big gun.
Operation Feral Raptor, which is
Yeah, which is fucking awesome.
a mercenaries style mode if you're familiar with Resident Evil 3.
Oh yeah.
Classic
Resident Evil 3 PS1 Mercenaries, baby.
Yeah, it's like that, but with dinosaurs.
It's
we have
fucking nuts.
a bunch of unlockables, cheats, and some special stuff in there. There's a whole ranking system. It's a lot. It's fun, and it has its own unique story, um, and all of that.
Well, it's got its own unique story, but I did throw a first couple of minutes. Fuck you is probably the wrong term, but I'm just gonna say, for folks who have been with us for a long time playing the Outbreak series, I am very cognizant of what you know and what you expect.
Yeah.
And I use that to my own devious end so that I can giggle in my chair here on that. So longtime fans of the series who have played all the titles, you're gonna get some emotions at the beginning, but just trust me, I know that you're gonna have those emotions, and I use it against you so horribly, but not in the way that Outbreak Contagious Memories use it against you, in the sense that I just fuck you over and you're fighting your way out, basically in a no-win situation. This time I go for more of a mental mess with you, and I have a lot of fun with it.
This game is definitely, we describe it as having kind of the action of Dino Crisis 2, but with the puzzles and sort of atmosphere and feel of Dino Crisis 1. So it is definitely more action based. There's lots of things to,
It's a shooter, baby.
And we have this system with dinosaur eggs. And you can choose to avoid them to try to avoid conflict, or you can go in guns blazing. And if you dilly dally too much, they'll hatch anyway and kick your ass.
Yeah, they really do. They gang up on you real fucking quick if you screw around.
We still have our 3 camera view options, the fixed camera, over the shoulder, and first person options. We still have all that stuff from Contagious Memories included as well. So yeah, October 4th, we hope you're looking forward to it. Will you guys make a Silent Hill-like game if you get the chance? Evan.
Yeah, I would say that's certainly down the road somewhere. If Unity doesn't send me a bill for $3 million on February 1st,
there's that.
At that point, I guess we all just flee. No, we actually just put on the mustaches and change our names, I guess, at that point. But yeah, I would love to do an actual Silent Hill style game at one point. But I will say that whereas the classic Resident Evil genre and certainly Dino Crisis has not really been fulfilled by a lot of people, classic Silent Hill experiences are actually being fulfilled by great indie devs. Tormented Souls, fantastic. If you're looking for some Silent Hill, go play Tormented Souls. Has combat, which I really appreciated that they did. We got a good buddy. Can't think of the damn name. They were in the Kickstarter at the same time we were. I can't think of his name right now. His name's Nath on Twitter. He's a super cool guy. He's building basically an awesome Silent Hill game right now. That looks awesome. I cannot remember the Hollow Body. Hollow Body is the name of it.
Hollow Body.
That game looks fucking great. Oh, I'm so excited to play that. So the thing that I will say is we're pretty cognizant to try to fill niches that are not being met right now. Silent Hill is being met, and it's being met well right now. And we're even getting a Silent Hill 2 remake, which is awesome. Yeah.
That's true.
So will Uri be doing a Silent Hill game? I mean, in the next 10 years, probably at some point it's going to come along. But there's other areas that we're kind of attacking, and even with our upcoming announcements, we're kind of targeting areas that I don't think folks are going to expect, because it's just genres that are kind of underserviced right now in survival horror, and I think our time is better spent there, right now. And that's why Dino Break is a retro PS1 style game, because it is a niche that is not filled at all. at all. There's nothing like DINOBREAK out on the market right now, and I'm really excited about that because it's really, in many ways, the first time I can say that, because we always had Resident Evil kicking around, but Dino Crisis has been straight up dead since Dino Crisis 2, and it is truly a shame that they never made a Dino Crisis 3.
Yeah.
And that it never existed,
Nope,
and
never
it just never happened.
Nope.
And so since the day Dino Crisis 2 launched, we've never seen another Dino Crisis entry in the history of gaming.
Weird.
But I'm bringing in this spiritual successor for you, and believe me, if you like Dino Crisis, I think you're gonna like this, including the off red-haired protagonist.
I'd like to actually briefly show the DINOBREAK Red Band trailer.
Do it! I love it. Let's talk about it.
For those who haven't seen it, or maybe haven't seen it in a minute.
DINOBREAK.
DINOBREAK. Let me get that on for you guys. And we'll be right back.
Fuck the Nightmare Chronicles Reinvestigated.
Well,
I want to talk about DINOBREAK.
We're gonna get there.
Fuck it.
We're gonna get there.
I want to talk more about Unity. I want to talk about DINOBREAK. I'm so excited about DINOBREAK. I was playing on Xbox today for the first time. It's so fucking awesome.
Oh wait, I think I clicked the wrong button.
Well, I mean, on a retail, I'm not playing it for the first time on an Xbox. On a retail Xbox, I sat down in my armchair and got to play it on a retail Xbox Xbox Series X today, and I was having so much fun with it.
I lied.
I shot so many dinos.
I lied. Here's the trailer.
You don't understand. We're trying to help people. They're not coming to rescue us. They're going to destroy the entire city. Oh no! Oh God, no! Please! Wait!
And we're back.
What a trailer! That was my first trailer that I ever made myself.
Yeah, Evan did that.
I did the trailer.
Yeah.
And I'm really proud of it.
Evan is going to play a little bit of the Nightmare Chronicles Reinvestigated as promised. What I'm going to do is Evan's camera is going to freeze once he clicks on the game.
It freezes when I click over.
So, Evan, I'm going to ask you to make a very nice smile and thumbs up as you click on the game so that it freezes on a very cute frame of you.
Oh, okay. All right, I'm going to do
because I think
thumbs
that would be
up.
funnier.
Wait, hold on. I'm on delay, though, so I can't really see it. So hold on.
Okay.
I'm trying to...
You're covering your whole face. There you go.
God damn it. Hold on. I'm moving the hand over. Wait, no, it's not. I can't see it. Can't see it. Can we bring it over this way? Huh? Hopefully it froze.
I did.
Yeah, I got it. What a frame. Yes, we did it, everybody. We got the frame. All right, I'll start the music up for this game. I had the music muted, so I didn't have to listen to fucking Nightmare Chronicles main menu music the entire time.
Oh, there it is. Oh, it actually unfroze you.
Oh, it is unfreezing. Boo!
Boo. Well, you'll see interstitial Evan, I guess.
All right, all right. Look, we'll talk about a little bit more Dino Crisis, DINOBREAK, and shit before we go, but let's do a little bit of Nightmare Chronicles Reinvestigated because I do want to talk about the port. This is so obviously OCM and Endless Nightmares had pretty big changes for their Epic Game Store ports. OCM had a bunch of critical balancing changes that make the game a lot more enjoyable for most people. Endless Nightmares had a major expansion pack that was originally Stadia bound. This game doesn't come with a ton of new content, but I did get a lot of stuff in here that I really wanted to fucking fix. So this is a fucking fix port. First of all, we have the new branding in here. If you've ever played the Nightmare Chronicles on any platform, it's got the old branding. So I was finally able to update the new branding from 2 years ago in the game. So we have the proper Outbreak logo in the game and the proper Nightmare Chronicles banner, which is great. Outbreak. Second thing is I fixed the controls menu, gang. Go to options, go to controls. Watch it break while I'm in here. The controls menu is now completely functional correctly with a gamepad. You can assign and remove game pads properly in this, even though it's only a single-player game. You can rebind all the controls a bit better. I upgraded the software we use for cross-platform input. So it's much better if you're a gamepad user, and gamepad is the way to play the game. You can use mouse and keyboard, obviously. You can rebind your controls, but I think the game plays best with gamepad. It's also fucking get the graphics up. So the main menu art, everything was redone. Balancing was redone a little bit because when this game came out, it was actually one of the hardest games in the series. It was by far the hardest game in the series. And I think it was the first time we introduced nightmare difficulty, which was one-hit kill mode on this. So I cleaned up the enemy hit detection a little bit and cleaned up the balancing for the player on this as well. Everything's still unlocked. You still have access to all 4 chapters. I know on Steam, the chapters were sold as DLC. It's a long story. Epic Game Store, it's just the package, just like it is on consoles. You just get everything. And it's all unlocked from the beginning. There's still 4 battle modes you can battle through. These are meant to be kind of like little raid modes where you run through with different weapons on you and try to survive really combat-heavy encounters. The story mode is more focused on puzzles and more of a classic survival horror thing. For folks who never played Nightmare Chronicles, never heard of it before, this was our homage to Resident Evil 1 on the PS1. It very much looks and plays and has the structure of Resident Evil 1, but it was many, many years ago that we made this. It was almost 5 years ago that this game came out now, which is fucking great. It was over 5 years ago now that this game came out. And we didn't have the budget that we have today. There's no cutscenes, there's no NPCs and shit like that. This was kind of our take on Resident Evil 1 on PS1 if we had no fucking money. So it's still got the old subpar animations, but the environments are awesome in this game. And let's go in and take a look at them quick. The story is told through the typewriter typing on screen. This game does immediately follow the end of Outbreak: The New Nightmare, where Lydia falls off a cliff, falls into a river, washes up next to a mansion. Well, I mean,
yeah, I know.
New Nightmare is now like 7 years old, so
she fell off a cliff.
She fell off a cliff. She gets separated from the survivors. This is the game between New Nightmare and Endless Nightmares. So yeah, there's a story you can go through it. Who the fuck cares? She finds a mansion, crawls through a window, and then bam, she's in the mansion. And the one thing that has really helped, well, there's 2 things that really held up about this game. First of all, even though the animations for the characters and the zombies aren't fantastic, the environments are sublime. I'm really happy with the environments.
Yeah, I like the mood lighting here.
Yeah, and I really feel like I nailed the lighting on this. This was the first Unity game where I actually got it to look pretty fucking good. New Nightmare had these big, sprawling levels that I had to kill the graphics on to make them work. But in this game, we did the whole instanced room thing where every room's pretty small, so we could go a little crazy with the fucking graphics and it still ran great. This game, on the original Xbox One X release back in 2018, supported 4K, I think at 60 frames per second, which we did not get back to until Endless Nightmares years later. So nailed the performance, nailed the look of the environments. Animation's not great, but this was the game where we introduced the storage box. Obviously, the storage box has been a friend later on in the series. It appeared in Lost Hope, in Gwen's game. It appeared in Endless Nightmares and Contagious Memories. And, of course, it appears back in DINOBREAK. We bring back the item box for DINOBREAK.
Yes.
And based on your difficulty in Nightmare Chronicles, you have more stuff in your box. I'm playing, I think, on like normal mode right now. So I give you the knife, the painkiller, some stuff. But if you go up to Nightmare, I don't think there's anything in the box. Puzzles, it's your classic Resident Evil puzzles. It's read notes and solve problems. The first door that everybody laughs about is the first door you have. It's like, oh, enter a code to enter the door. The code's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's right there in the note.
Because people are dumb.
Those are fucking dumb as shit, and it was meant to be a tutorial. You're all dumb as shit.
Yeah.
But not as dumb as Unity.
Hey, look at that segue.
Yeah, or Comcast Business.
I guess, yeah. Or Comcast Business Internet.
This was the first game to introduce limited saving. We have floppy disks and terminals that you save at. They're over here.
Oh,
I can save my progress with a floppy disk. You use the floppy disk at a terminal to save your game. So saving is actually very limited in this game. but you can jump to all 4 chapters, so you don't really get locked in anywhere. It's not like Lost Hope or Contagious Memories, where you keep your inventory throughout the entire 4 chapters or throughout the entire game. Lydia loses her inventory in a crazy Metroid-esque scenario every chapter at the beginning of each chapter, so you don't take your items with you. So you really can't get like into a bad situation in this game that screws you up later in the game, like you could in Contagious Memories, which was really like a feature of that game. All your friends are back in smaller rooms, so the zombies aggro a little less aggressively. You can shoot at them on range. There's still the silly gore from New Nightmare in here. And you're just thrown into this mansion, and you got to solve puzzles, navigate, fight enemies, find supplies. I buffed up the amount of supplies a little bit, made the player a little more beefy. But other than that, it's your classic adventure, and I've always been happy with how well this game has held up over the years.
I really love like singular, well built out like mansion locations in games.
Yeah.
Like, even Luigi's Mansion, which is not really, I wouldn't call it survival horror, but it's it is a sillier cartoon horror sort of backdrop. The mansion in that game has so much character, and it's just like feels like a real place.
Yeah, totally, absolutely, and I'm very happy with how the mansion turned out in this game. It's very big, it's very deep. You go through the main levels that are kind of like this. You go into the basement. You go into all these. You go outside a little bit. I love the outside area so much. Unfortunately, some jackass put a really hard puzzle right at the beginning of the game. It's ADA ECB. I never remember this passcode. ADA ECB. So you gotta go over to your note here. AD. So it's 151. What did I say? ECB? 151. E is 3 then, right? Based on the pattern. So 1513. 151324. 151324. Let's see if I actually got it.
Let's see if you got it.
Yeah, I don't think it's right. 151324. Boom!
Hey!
First try. This is my first time ever fucking streaming this game where I got the fucking passcode right.
That's a cute little puzzle.
This is our first game. New Nightmare had fixed camera angles, but they were panning cameras, so they always followed you as you moved. This game has actual fixed camera angles, and I love them. I go for some really cool angles here. The camera doesn't pan with you. There's a lot to explore and look around for. Lots of notes to read.
We have lots of notes in DINOBREAK too. In case
Tons
you
of
like
notes in DINOBREAK. Yeah, don't worry. The notes are back in DINOBREAK. One of the failing points of this game, well, one of not failing points, but one of the things that shows the age of this game is you don't have a journal. The notes are kind of for the here and now. They have puzzles that are basically in the room that you're in. They tend to focus on. So there's no real journal. The journal, I think, first was introduced in Lost Hope, and the journal is obviously in DINOBREAK because there's something like 45 notes in DINOBREAK or something.
A lot of notes, yeah.
There's a lot of notes. I wrote a fucking book in DINOBREAK.
Yeah.
We do cute little Resident Evil shit in this game where like you leave a room and come back and oh no, a new enemy has appeared. The enemies are limited in this game. There's a finite amount, but I do pull that trope where when you kind of go into areas and leave areas, that you may get a new set spawned in, but it's intentionally spawned in. It's not random. They don't respawn. There's a fixed amount of enemies in the game. There's a fixed amount of ammo in the game. The numbers mesh because you have to kill the enemies. Or, I mean, you could run away from action. This was the first game where you could really run away from enemies because you can go through a door Resident Evil style to get away from people.
Yeah.
Get away from enemies. But again, I just can't say enough like how happy I am with how this game held up atmosphere-wise. This was probably the best atmosphere we did until probably something like Contagious Memories. It just worked. The weapon progression's great. You start out with a pistol, you eventually find more powerful stuff. The zombies do not aggro easily because the rooms are so tight. So you tend to be able to get yourself into a position. He's kind of dumb. They're obviously way more aggressive in later games. But this game is not an action game, right? Yeah, combat's a part of it like Resident Evil is, but it's not an action game. This is in some ways like Contagious Memories where the whole game's a puzzle. Resources are a puzzle, right? Finding items and ammo and stuff is a puzzle.
Thank
and
you for the
exploring the
bits,
environment.
Will.
Thanks, Will. So that's how I recommend you approach this game. This is approach it like it's Resident Evil 1, approach it like it's a puzzle, and just kind of enjoy the combat that's there. But it's not really meant to be a super combat heavy focused game, you know?
Yeah, it's a different vibe. And that's kind of nice that each of the games that we've released, you know, in the Outbreak series have all had their own, like, they all have their own thing going on. I feel like they're very distinct from one another.
Yeah, they are, because each one's modeled after a different survival horror game.
So here's battle
let's jump
mode.
jump into battle mode quick. We're jumping to a different area in the battle mode. This is in the laboratory underneath the mansion where you start off in this one. Battle mode's fun. Every battle mode scenario, you start with different weapons. It is a raid mode or something like the battle mode from Code Veronica or the battle mode, the EX battle from Resident Evil 2 PS1. It is a combat battle mode, but it's a combat battle mode where you're not really super armed to the teeth. Finding weapons and ammo is extremely important. I spawned with a shotgun, but I only have 16 shotgun shells and the fire axe, so I can still get my ass kicked pretty easily if I'm not going for headshots and stuff. And the first thing I throw at you, obviously, is crawlers and shit. And I think you can't leave a room until the enemies are dead. Let me check. Yes, you have to actually kill the enemies to leave the room.
Yeah.
But again, just to say, this different area than what we're showing up the mansion. I love the atmosphere in this game. It just, I don't know what the hell I was on in 2018, but I really was just nailing the atmosphere in these games. Go for headshots with the shotgun in this scenario. They do extra damage. Boom.
Boom.
But yeah, I'm just so in love with the atmosphere. And in the battle mode, I think I did hide weapons and shit around that you got to find and pick up too. There's a pistol somewhere in this scenario. I don't remember. Oh, there's pistol ammo. I'm going to assume the pistol's fucking here somewhere. Where is it?
Or not, and you could have just been a big asshole.
No, it's here. I don't remember where it is because I'm dumb. But God, I love the atmosphere. All threats must be eliminated. Oh, there must be another zombie hidden somewhere. Look at her running with that shotgun. So glad we got better animations eventually. Hey, there's a reptile enemy. Look at him go.
That thing is chasing you.
Yeah, he's fast. But I have shotgun power.
That's true, you do.
Oh, I got all of my shotgun power. Where's the pistol? Oh, wait, maybe the pistol's down here on a corpse. God, I haven't played this in forever. Nope, because that would be a terrible camera angle to hide a pistol on. Where the fuck is it? I wonder where it went. I don't remember. I know it is here though.
Yeah.
Somewhere. And that's kind of Nightmare Chronicles. It's a really unique entry in the game. It is very much channeling Resident Evil 1 on the PS1 specifically, not the Resident Evil 1 remake. And it's a heck of a game. Ooh, the assault rifle. Oh, I don't have any space.
You don't have space.
Fuck yeah. You there.
You there, die.
Yeah. Got him. But yeah, I just love it. I love how this game. This was one of the first games where we actually got some of the environments pretty fucking dark too, which I love. I love the darkness.
Yeah, the moodiness is fun.
Yeah, it's so
all the
moody.
glowing stuff in the lab.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with like emissive stuff in this and turning off the lighting on some stuff to make it glow. And I'm so happy with like the fixed camera angles in this game too. Like, look at this. I love this. I love how this looks.
Yeah, that is a cool shot.
Oh, it's so fucking cool. And you're like in the darkness down here and you're scared and you're like, man, this guy doesn't know how to make video games, so I'm really scared. I love it. Look at her run with the shotgun. The old animations before we fixed them in Endless Nightmares. The animations will never be this bad again, I'll tell you.
The reptile things are kind of terrifying.
Oh, they are. I love it. I love the reptiles. I had those. Those were custom commissioned by an artist. I don't remember who it was, but I gave him permission to. A lot of the enemies in this game were custom commissioned, and then I gave the artist permission to put them on the asset store, the Unity asset store, so other people could have them too.
That's cool.
Because I'm a nice guy and I support the community.
I love the.
So you can find all these models on there, and you can thank old Uncle Uri for paying the bill for him. Back in 2018. Hey, one of these guys too. I had commissioned these guys, and they're on the asset store too. You can buy them if you want to use them in your game. Support that artist.
Kill you if we're lucky. You
I died.
died.
So there you go, gang.
There you go.
I fulfilled it. It's available on Epic Game Store. It's 40% off. Go buy it. Go help support us.
Yeah. You know, if you if you grab it and you dig it, please leave us a positive review. We really appreciate
I dig it,
that.
baby.
Epic is a little weird with how the reviews work, where it's you know, after I think you play like for 2 hours and they randomly choose you or whatever. But if you enjoy the other versions of the game too, please.
I'm on the big screen.
Yeah, you are on the big screen. Please consider dropping a positive review for us.
Please do it. It really helps us. And for anybody, if you've bought any of our games, any game at any point in the past on Xbox or Steam, right now, go to your Xbox console, go to Steam, right fucking now while I'm yelling at you. If you enjoy the games, put a positive review on Steam. We get review bombed all the fucking time. Please, if you like the games, give us some positive reviews on Steam. Please just go fucking do it right now. It really, really, really fucking helps us out because we attract just the highest caliber of assholes who love to review bomb us. And same on Xbox. If you're enjoying the game, go to Xbox, give it a 5-star review. Please, it really, really fucking helps us out.
Yeah.
Because the trolls love coming for these games. And when you buy DINOBREAK October 4th on your platform, if it's Xbox or Steam or Epic, play the game and enjoy it, and then immediately go and leave your 5-star positive review if you're enjoying it. Do not wait. Just go fucking leave that review. Yeah. Because I'm going to get on a bit of a mini review rant here. Because do you know the kind of negative reviews we get on Steam and Xbox? We get people, and I am not joking when I say this, people who have played the fucking game for literally 3 fucking minutes. And I'm not joking and I'm not exaggerating. Go, what the fuck is survival horror? Go and leave a negative review. But the people who love the game never leave a positive review. So if you look at it, our positive reviews all have people playing for like 20 hours. Our negative reviews have people playing for 3 fucking minutes. So please, if you've bought any of our games on Xbox or Steam right now, right while I'm yelling at you, go leave those positive or 5-star review. Please, God.
Before Uncle Evan has a stroke, we're going to... Hello, NASA Dev. Welcome in.
NASA Dev!
We're actually just about to wrap up, but if you have not entered the giveaway yet, it's for a copy of the Nightmare Chronicles, Outbreak the Nightmare Chronicles on the platform of your choice. So including the Epic Game Store version, which is the Reinvestigated version. !enter to enter that. I'm going to transition back to our just chatting screen so we can roll that. Everyone say goodbye to Evan.
Bye. Am I losing my audio and everything?
You're going to lose everything, yeah. If I can find
all right, guys.
Chatting. There we go.
Well, I just want to say I love everybody. Thank you for the awesome support for DINOBREAK this week. That tweet going to the moon was really honestly heartening to see. And please, we're gonna be back here every week on Wednesdays talking about it. We will play DINOBREAK on October 4th, which is a Wednesday.
Yes.
Maybe. Oh God, Seaman, there's something I got to talk to you about.
Okay. We'll figure it out.
If not, we're playing DINOBREAK on October 3rd. Okay. We will play DINOBREAK either at launch or a day before launch. I got to talk to Seaman about
we will be playing DINOBREAK.
But please, keep telling people about DINOBREAK. If you know somebody who loves Dino Crisis, please get them involved. If you love Jaw Muncher, share your celebration with him. I'm sure he'd appreciate it. Please buy DINOBREAK. Please buy the Epic Game Store releases if you can. Please continue to help support us. We have some really amazing stuff coming later on this fall that I think folks are going to be really, really, really fucking excited about. Yeah. So when you buy these games, you really help us out. We also have our autumn sale live on our eBay store. If you want Outbreak signed physicals, you're 25% off for most of them right now.
I meant to mention earlier.
We do have a sale right now.
On the eBay store.
They're limited. We have a limited amount, but most of our physicals are 25% off on our eBay store right now. And you get them signed. You can get signed gold and silver trading cards from me. All the money goes right into helping us keep building Shades of Horror. All these games, DINOBREAK, Epic Game Store releases, and everything else we're going to be announcing going forward. Outbreak Collection Part 2 from Limited Run Games. All this stuff, when you support this stuff, it helps us make Shades of Horror better. It helps us keep being able to have people like CMM with us and Amanda with us. It helps us keep people like Will B in the community, and it'll really, really help me in the sense that I don't think that I or many other people are going to be Unity developers pretty soon. And, we need all the help we can get out there when Unity sends us a bill for $3 million.
All right, guys, we're gonna transition out. Say goodbye to Evan.
Bye, CMM. I'm gonna drop off when you drop me. Okay.
Sounds good. All right.
All right. All right. Love you, everybody. Love you, CMM.
All right, guys. That was Evan. Thank you guys for tuning in today. It was a very fun, what do you call it? Rant slash stream slash gameplay, all kinds of stuff. I just want to remind everybody, yes, Dino Break is October 4th on all platforms. $19.99 is the US pricing. International pricing is based on the US pricing, so it may vary a little bit depending on where you're from. We have the eBay store. Physical copies are 25% off on the eBay store right now. You can also upgrade them to get trading cards and developer signatures. So definitely check that out. That's ebay.com/str/deaddropstudios. Today, Outbreak the Nightmare Chronicles Reinvestigated is out on the Epic Game Store. That is the version we just showed today. We're also giving away a copy in a second. We have the Patreon. Patreon is now at $5 USD a month. Again, that's US pricing. You get podcasts, developer diaries, production materials, special videos, all kinds of cool stuff, very low price. And lastly, please follow us on social media. We have a lot. We've got the Patreon, we got eBay, but we have Twitter, we got Discord. Obviously, you're watching us on Twitch. All kinds of fun stuff. And the Outbreak Collection Part 2 is available for Nintendo Switch on limitedrungames.com, on Amazon, and on our eBay store right now. So you get some cool games. So now we're going to roll the giveaway, and we're going to see who wins. So here we go. Evan's having a rampage in chat. Oops, there we go. Let's see. Reign of Keys. If you are here, you are the winner of Outbreak the Nightmare Chronicles. On the platform of your choice. Evan's having a time. Yay, Reign of Keys. DM us on this account. After this stream ends, I will get you that code. You want it on Steam? Perfect. Yeah, you let me know your region. If it's you can DM it to me if you want. And I'm gonna find us somebody to raid real quick, because we like raiding and spreading the love here. So let's see who's around that we can send y'all over to. Right. Let's see. Got a few options here. Okay. We're gonna we're going to raid Cyprus. They are playing through Silent Hill, I believe, possibly for the first time. And oh wait, nukes. Tell me more, Amanda. Tell me about nukes. What's the Twitch stream? We can change course. Nuclear. Oh, they're doing Pokemon Stadium 2, right? Yes. All right. We can definitely raid Nuclear. Oh, yes, that's Spike Vegeta's wife if you guys watch Games Done Quick. Cool. Yeah, why not? Let's give her some love. Hopefully we'll get Cypress another time. I'm sure he'll be doing some stuff. So let me get that set up for you guys. Thank you again, everybody, for watching today. Thank you for the new follows. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the subs. God, there were a bunch. Will, I can't even remember anymore. And thank you for the bits again, Will. Thank you, everybody, for being here, watching, hanging out, entering the giveaway, listening to the rants. We'll be here probably next week doing the same thing. We'll let you know what the content's going to be. We'll be back with another giveaway. But that's going to do it for us today. Um, and yeah, let's get us shifting over to Nuclear Stream. I will see you guys next time if I can click the correct button. Bye bye.